Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Pretty woman walking down the street.
I've been an escort for 20 years. My clients come to my house. I don't know what's next for me, and it's scary.
A wife's dangerous line of work.
You're completely okay with her doing what she does?
Yeah, we needed her income to pay our bills.
You have no empathy, no remorse at all.
You have been traumatized. For you to settle for that is not okay. You need to stand up for yourself here. Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Just like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, Jessica was working as a dancer to make ends meet when she met Jerry, who she thought was her knight in shining armor.
Mercy.
She says she felt like she was starring in her very own romantic comedy and that her Prince Charming would whisk her away so she would never have to work again. Well, sadly, unlike a Hollywood movie, there was no happy ending. Turns out Jerry was not rich. And flash forward 27 years later, Jessica is still keeping company with men for money. Now, if you're thinking Jessica's job as an escort is the reason this couple says they're here today, surprisingly, you would be wrong, because Jerry says he's just fine with his wife being with men for money. The problem, according to Jessica, is that Jerry is a pathological liar and a cheat. Take a look.
When I first met Jerry, I was a stripper, and he was a married man. It was love at first sight for me.
I went to the club to look, not to meet somebody to fall in love with. Our relationship was fairly intense. It was exciting, and I got divorced and left my wife.
It felt like the movie Pretty Woman, except he was not rich. Shortly after we got married, I began working as an escort.
I have no problem with her profession. It's not an issue in our relationship. I'm just not a jealous person. Things were pretty good for a long time, and we had a great relationship. I guess decided in the more recent past, it wasn't all that she hoped it would be.
My husband, Jerry, is not present emotionally. My husband is a psychopath, a pathological liar, and definitely a narcissist.
I'm not trying to make you angry, I'm trying to understand.
No, you're trying to be a smartass.
No.
Right now, he repulses me. I don't trust him. I didn't realize that he had a problem looking at other women on a regular basis. I thought he was only looking at me.
I used to go to strip clubs on occasion, watch pornography behind her back.
He supposedly quit watching porn 2 years ago, but I still have my suspicions that he still watches it.
But I haven't lied to you for the last 2 years.
Yes, you have. The last time I caught him a lie was 2 months ago when he told me he hadn't seen his ex-girlfriend.
I didn't tell Jessica about it because she wouldn't have allowed me to go. I think that part of her concerns is from insecurity.
I've cut Jerry in lies throughout our marriage. What makes me feel he's lying is my gut instinct.
She still doesn't believe me. Maybe the damage has already been done.
Last month, I filed for divorce from Jerry. I feel very much like a piece of furniture in my house. I feel unwanted. You can't live your whole life in misery.
Okay, let's be real clear here. Define escort for me.
I am an escort. I have sex with gentlemen for a living. That's what I do.
Okay, so that's a prostitute.
Yes.
Okay, so you meet these men where?
My house.
They come to see you?
Yes.
At your home?
Yes, they do.
In your marriage bed?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're 100% fine with this?
I am. And it's her choice. I don't control what she does. I never have. She started doing this after we met, but before we got married. And I am not jealous, and that is not the story here.
Well, you don't decide what the story is. The story is up to the two of you and what's going on between you. So you kind of describe this life from your point of view. So let's take a look at what you had to say.
I'm an escort.
He's supposed to be here in about half an hour. So I'm just trying to get my makeup on and look right so that I'm ready when he gets here.
My clients come to my house. I charge anywhere between $200 and $350 an hour. I see 1 or 2 clients a day. My husband is not home when I see a client. Jerry is at his job. I work during the days.
I'm always gone when she sees a client. She does what she does to make a living. That's her choice. I don't dictate what she does or what she doesn't do.
My clientele is mainly businessmen and professionals. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. Most of them are regulars. I take a queen-size sheet and cover my bed before each client. I take my shower and do my hair and makeup. They leave my donation in an envelope on my dresser. Then they go back into their life. I go back into mine, and Jerry comes home. We don't really talk about it. It's just normal life.
No, it's not. You say it's just normal life. You know that's nothing normal about that, right?
No, I've done it for so long, Dr. Phil, that to me it is normal.
Okay, that's normal for you.
Right.
But you understand that's not statistically normal.
Yes, I understand.
I have questions at 2 levels here that has to do with how your relationship is where it is. One level of question is, why that's okay with him, but the other question is why this is okay with you, that this has become your occupation. And then the other is how you feel about it being okay with the man that supposedly is your knight in shining armor. He was supposed to take you away from all this, right?
No, we never made an agreement he would take me away from all this. That was never an agreement.
Did you marry him with the expectation that you would be doing this 27 years later?
No.
So you didn't expect to continue to be doing this, so your expectations have been violated.
Well, I guess in some way, yes, you could say that, yes.
I did say that.
Yeah, I know.
So, but I'm saying, what do you say to yourself? You got into this many years ago, and now you're where you were back then, and nothing has changed in that regard. Is that okay with you? Or are you disappointed in that?
I'm very disappointed in that. It hurts very much. It hurts me very deep down inside. It kills me.
Okay, and you're interested in my input as to whether or not you should leave this situation, whether you should divorce Jerry or try to fix this situation.
Yes,
Right?
that's true, but I also want to know, if he's a narcissist, if he's got sociopathic or psychopathic tendencies, because this all plays into a realm. I've done research on it. It all plays into a realm of why men behave a certain way.
And Dr. Google has defined for you what narcissism is, and you think that he's a candidate.
Oh.
And you're asking, because you say, I don't want to depend on Dr. Google, I want some input.
I want some input from somebody that actually knows.
Right.
Not Dr. Google, somebody that knows.
Right. And you're saying that there's zero trust left in this relationship.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Okay, is there zero trust from your end?
No,
Okay, so you trust her,
I do.
but she doesn't trust you.
Absolutely not.
She thinks you're still playing games on the internet, contacting women, looking at pornography, engaging at least on the internet, if not in the real world. She's suspicious of that.
She accuses me of it all the time.
Okay. And does that surprise you?
No, I mean, obviously, some of my past behavior has caused me to deserve that kind of distrust.
Well, that's where the relationship started, right? You were married with children, right?
Yes.
And you met him when he was married with children.
Yes.
So this relationship started with cheating.
Correct. Not on my part.
Oh, no, it did. You were
No.
involved in this. You were
No,
involved with
no,
a
no,
married
no,
man
no.
with children.
No.
He cheated on somebody to be with you.
Not my problem, not my wife.
Oh, it is your problem, because if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you.
I have heard that.
And so
I have heard that.
That's got to be in the back of your mind. That's the problem. All right, we have to take a break. Jessica says she is so convinced Jerry is lying to her that she even made him take a lie detector test. We're going to find out if he passed after the break. If you're happy with him and want to go home with him and tell yourself everything's okay, then you don't need to be here.
No, everything's
I'm
not
telling you what
okay.
you know is what he did.
Right.
And now you're saying, I wonder if he's doing that again. And later,
Point to me one girl that's 23 years old that's gonna want you to come rescue them. They don't want you because you know what? They don't want you. And you wonder why I don't sleep with you. It got so bad last year, I finally just had him take a polygraph test because I was so stressed out. I wanted to know if he was cheating on me or watching porn.
I was more than happy to take the polygraph. I had nothing to hide. All the questions were sex-related, either have you been to a strip club in the last 10 years, have you watched porn?
I learned that a sociopath or a psychopath can easily pass a lie detector test.
I passed the lie detector test. Jessica thought the results were bogus, so even though I passed the lie detector test, it didn't have any positive effect on our relationship.
okay, Jessica says her husband, Jerry, is an uncaring, unsympathetic psychopath who doesn't give a damn about her well-being. She says when she almost died, her husband immediately left the hospital to walk the dog and watch pornography. Now, you almost died how?
I got an infection, and the doctor told me when he admitted me to the hospital that if I would have been an hour late, I could have died.
Yeah,
So I was in IV antibiotics inpatient for 4 days.
okay. And you say he just left.
Not just, I mean, once I got admitted, got comfortable in the bed, then he had to go home and feed the dogs. But he didn't need to go home and watch porn,
And how do you know he did?
because he told me.
That's charming. So you told her you're in the hospital, so I'm home watching porn?
It was later.
Didn't go down quite like that. I went home and fed the dogs, and while they were eating, before I had to let them out, yeah, I got on my computer
And,
and watched porn.
okay. Now you asked him to take a polygraph test. How did you choose your polygraph examiner?
She chose him.
You picked him?
Yeah, just found some guy in LA. He didn't cost a lot.
Yeah, well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, it was what we could afford. So I just had to go with what I could afford.
And I've taken all the name and identifying information off of this polygraph examiner because I've been very involved in law enforcement most of my career, and I work with polygraph examiners in criminal environments and here with Dr. Phil, and I think this costs like less than $200.
Yes.
What you did. When we do polygraph examinations here, they're not part of anything we do here. They go off and do it, no cameras, no nothing. They go off and do it. And it's usually around $2,000 or $3,000.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of science involved. And in order to get any kind of reliability, it's best to do what's called a one-issue test. Here, there were 8 questions asked of different content. Have you had sexual contact with anyone but your wife in the past 10 years? You answered no. Have you been in a strip club in the past 6 years? Completely different issue, no. Have you viewed inappropriate images of women online in the past year? A third issue, no. Do you prefer young women? No. Fourth issue. Do you find your wife sexually attractive? Yes. Fifth issue. Do you gawk at young women on a regular basis? No. Sixth issue. Do you regularly fantasize about other women while having sex with your wife? No. Seventh issue. Do you have secret email accounts? No. That's 8th issue.
They just told me to write down the questions I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Guess you threw your money away on that one, huh?
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's your fault. I mean, you didn't, she picked it, not you.
I did what she asked me to do. I told
Yeah.
the truth, and those are the answers. I'd be happy to do it again with somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know that you told the truth or you didn't. I would have no confidence in that whatsoever. I mean, this violated the basic rules of examination, in my opinion.
I appreciate that.
But you said that not my problem when you said, I said he was married with children. You said, not my problem. And I said, yes, it is your problem.
Right.
It is your problem because what do you know about him for sure? You know about him for sure that he will make a commitment to someone, he will bring children into the world, he will stand in the role as a father and turn around and walk away from them based on somebody he met in a strip club.
Well, I know he can't make children because he had a vasectomy.
But
yeah.
you understand what I'm saying?
No, I totally get it. I do.
You can be passive-aggressive all you want.
I'm not being passive-aggressive.
Yes, you are. You're doing yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but. No matter what I say, you say yeah, but, yeah, but. If you're happy with him and want to go home with him and tell yourself everything's okay, then you don't need to be here.
No, everything's not okay.
I'm telling you what you know is what he did.
Right.
And now you're saying, I wonder if he's doing that again.
Right.
And the best predictor of future behavior is relevant past behavior. That's why it is your problem.
Jerry seems to like to look at women that are mostly half my age.
I didn't realize that it was disrespectful to notice other women. I thought it was biological.
One time we were at a grocery store, this blonde, attractive woman went past us. He started knocking other people over to get to her. A couple months ago, Jerry was looking at a woman. I apologized to the young woman. I said, I'm sorry, my husband's a 62-year-old pervert. Which
was extremely humiliating to me. She made a scene over it.
Well, Jerry claims he does not care that his wife is what they call an escort, or that she brings clients into their home, into their bedroom, into their bed. On the other hand, he says his wife is furious at him because she is 100% convinced that he is constantly trying to cheat on her.
Jerry has cheated on me. It was with an escort when he was on a business trip. I believe Jerry may have cheated on me more than once. I believe there may have been other times that he's just hiding and lying about. Jerry used to lie to me. He used to tell me he was at a meeting or work, and he was actually at a strip club. I was working, doing what I was doing, and he was going off to a strip club when he's supposed to be working.
There was one girl at a club that I saw several times over a period of 3 or 4 months, but we never were intimate.
You're going off and spending time with another young woman, another 23-year-old, when you're 47? Is that the magic number? Because when he met me, I was 23.
She gave me private dances. We did kiss, and I enjoyed her company and her companionship.
Jerry stole $1,200 of my money to go see this girl. When I met Jerry at the strip club I was working at, he gave me $10. So why this girl deserved $1,200? Now, Jerry has found a way to connect with young girls by connecting with them on a business networking site. I logged into his account and I saw all these women's profiles and I started going through them and they had nothing to do with his business at all. I ended up deleting 300 people. They were all young and good looking.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second, but you say that you're completely okay with her doing what she does. In fact, you've actually said that you needed for her to do it.
I've never forced her to do it. I never encouraged her to make that career choice. I only have, I did say that there have been times where, yeah, we needed her income to pay our bills.
You said, I'm not a jealous person. I don't care that she's an escort. I have not lived up to being her knight in shining armor. We couldn't pay bills and support the family without her, and your income is up and down, so you're saying you've needed this.
Correct.
That's the whole point here.
We needed to have 2 incomes. Where they came from didn't really, wasn't the determining factor, but yeah, there were times when we needed to have 2 incomes.
And you know that she wanted to quit after rapes and abuse, but it was just not always financially possible.
She's never expressed a strong desire to me to quit.
Okay. How many times have you been raped?
Total 7.
7 times? There's a lot of research about women that work in this industry. The homicide rate for what they call sex workers, prostitutes, escorts, whatever label you want to use, The homicide rate is 51 times higher than normal for the general population, 51 times higher. The mortality rate, not just homicide, but just death, is 240 times higher. 75% of escorts attempted suicide, and they're 4.5 times more likely to try it. 70 to 95% are physically assaulted. 60 to 75% have been raped, some 8 to 10 times a year.
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that.
You're part of that statistic.
No, I understand.
That's really my biggest question on how you would allow the woman that you say you love to be in such a high-risk situation, aside from whether you're jealous or not jealous, why it would be okay with you for your wife to be in such a high-risk environment.
I would love for her to get out of the business. The couple of times that we've lived in areas where she didn't have opportunity to work, she missed it. You know, I don't encourage her to do this kind of work. I would love for her to find a way out of it. 2 of the times that she was raped was when she was working with the police department as a confidential informant, and they set her up. It had nothing to do with her business.
Well, is Jessica hyper-focused on Jerry's lying justified? I mean, does she have reason, or is it just a deflection from the fact that they've never had a truly intimate and meaningful connection because of everything that surrounds this? We'll talk about that after the break.
I have not slept with him in 4 months. I refuse. I can't do it. But he thinks that some younger chicks that don't want him. No, they don't want you.
I have been the main provider for this family for 17 out of 22 years, and he didn't mind living off my money when I was making it. One time I came down with mono. I was sick for 18 months. There was times when we'd go out in public and I'd have to use a wheelchair. And I kept working because I had to support my family. I feel like Jerry has stopped me from getting education because I've had to work so much. I tried. I did an anatomy class, and I watched my videotapes in my hotel room in between clients. And I took my midterm and I got a D. I feel like I have 10 years, 15 at the most, to escort. I'm 50 years old. I'm aging out of this business, and I don't know what's next for me. And it's scary.
You say you're 50 and... Yeah,
I'm 50, yes.
and you say you figure you've got at most 10 or 15 years left.
Yes.
So you think you'll be doing this when you're 65?
If I can't change things up, yeah. I mean, there's girls out there that are.
Are you being more hypersensitive to what he's doing or not doing because you feel like you're aging out, that you're less competitive with the 23-year-olds that he's looking at?
Not at all. I've had problems with him.
Even when you were 25, 6, or 7?
Yeah.
So this has been true all along.
He's always needed extra. Extra this, extra that. It doesn't matter. He's always needed someone extra in his life.
Then why do you continue to use age as a reason for our problems?
Because at your age, at 62, there ain't, you point to me one girl in this audience or outside somewhere that's 23 years old that's gonna want you to come rescue them.
I have no expectation that that's gonna happen.
But that's what you look at. You look at these little girls and you think they're gonna come wanna be with you, Big Daddy. They don't.
No, it has
They don't want you.
It has
They don't want you.
has nothing to
They
do
don't
with
want
that.
you. Okay, this could be the new catchphrase. They don't want you. Because you know what? They don't want you. And you wonder why I don't sleep with you. I have not slept with him in 4 months. I refuse. I can't do it. But he thinks that some younger chicks that don't want him. No, they don't want you.
Why do you think you don't want him?
Because, you know, I feel ugly. My self-esteem has been broken for so long. I have PTSD. My feelings about myself have been broken for so many years. I don't even know who I am anymore. You know, I want to feel like a human when I'm having intimate moments, not like a blow-up doll.
You've said something that has made the most sense to me since you got here, because you really can't have self-esteem and self-worth and do what you're allowing yourself to do. And it bothers me that you're willing to accept someone that supposedly is your partner in life who's okay with you doing that, who's okay with you being in a high-risk situation, who's okay with you bringing other men into your marriage bed and having intimate relations with them. That, to me, the fact that you're willing to accept that tells me that your personal truth is so damaged that you believe that that's exactly what you deserve.
I don't know how we got to this point because I wrote in asking for help to find out what's going on with him, and it's being turned all around on me.
No, it's not being turned around on you. What you're saying is, what is he doing? And I'm telling you what he's doing. He is allowing you to be put in a high-risk situation. He's allowing you to be defiled by men. He's allowing you to do things that are not in your best interest and being very smug about it the entire time.
How was I supposed to take care of my young family? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? You know, to take care of them.
Besides what you're doing?
I was a dancer. That's what I did. And dancing leads to this. It's a road. It's a map of your future.
It's 2020 right now. You wrote to me in 2009.
I know.
And in 2009, April 1st, you said, I am really struggling. I am a sex worker. I am a normal person, fairly. I'm married and I want out of this business, but I have no training. I'm addicted to this work because I have no way out. Please help. I hate sex. I don't want to, but I do want a chance at a normal life. Help. So you knew 11 years ago that you didn't want to do this.
Yeah. I just had a client push me around my house. You know, what the hell gives him the right?
Nothing gives him the right.
Exactly.
And you have to be willing to claim the right that you don't deserve that you're not going to accept that, and that you're not going to accept mental, emotional abuse from anybody in this world, and you're not going to settle for someone that doesn't treat you with dignity and respect. And you're asking me if I think this is a healthy, normal relationship with a healthy, normal partner. The answer is capital N-O. No, this is not a healthy relationship. No. Do I think that he is trustworthy and that you can rely on him to tell you the truth and do the right things? No, I don't. I don't think he's telling you the truth now.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Can you explain that to me?
I will after the break.
My wife had been threatening to file for divorce for a while. Never know with her if it's a threat or a promise. And so she finally filed papers. My reaction was to grab her and hold her and hug her and kiss her because I wanted to show her that I love her. She thought that was weird. I don't want to get a divorce. Maybe I'm foolish, but I still remember how things were when they were better. My hope is that we can be happy and grow old together.
I say you're being very smug for just the reason what you just said. She says she filed for divorce, and I didn't know whether that was a threat or a promise.
I truly didn't know. She loves drama. She thrives on drama.
Yeah,
The filing
well,
may
you
have
know
been
what?
something to push to push to see if she could get a different answer than the truth.
Yeah. You know, that's a very smug response, in my opinion.
I don't know what smug responses are. I don't know what that means. I don't understand that.
Smug response means that he's being condescending. He's saying, you want a divorce? Yeah, whatever. You know, I don't know if that's
pretty
good or
much. He
bad.
says
Maybe that's
whatever a
better,
lot.
maybe it's not, whatever.
He says whatever. a lot.
Only because that's what it's come to. Not because I don't care. You know that I care. You know that I don't
know.
want. You don't?
I don't know that you care. I've told you that. I've told you that. You have no empathy at all. You have no remorse. at all.
I'm sorry that you don't know.
You're sorry that I don't know. There's
I
no
am.
response.
Pardon me?
That's the other things you say to me. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you don't like that I do this. I'm sorry you this, that. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
And you've been accepting that for years and years and years. The appropriate response would be, I'm sorry I haven't done a better job of showing you that. That's not okay. For you to settle for that is not okay. You need to be your own best friend. You need to stand up for yourself here. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to do what your husband should have done all along the way, and that is to lead you out of this quagmire and into the light. You know, when you've been through what you've been through, it changes who you are inside, and you need help with that. You need to be healed with that. You have been traumatized, and nobody has ever helped you to heal those wounds. And she has been raped time and time again. And you say, well, twice was because she was working with the police. Well, how about the other 5 times?
Yeah, but that
How
was a
about the
really
fact-
bad one. That was a really corrupt.
That's not the point.
Okay,
That's not the
all right. I mean, that just was really something.
You know, you actually said the words that time, yeah, but. Those were the really bad ones. Like, there are 5 not really bad rapes?
No, it was so corrupt because it's police. You're supposed to be able to trust the police. You're supposed to be able to trust those people when you're working for them, and then they send people out to rape you. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with this. So what's to be done here? I have very specific thoughts about this after the break.
This business can be dangerous. Over the past 20 years, I've been raped a few times by clients. I had a client try to smother me with pillows, and I kicked him in the chest and threw his clothes out in the hallway of the hotel, and he left. Another time, I had a client throw me against the wall.
I know that my wife has had a lot of trauma throughout her life. She's never really dealt with that, PTSD. So I'm not sure how much of our issues are her past traumas speaking, or if it's how she really feels about things that are going on between her and I.
I see just flashing red signs all around you that suggest to me that you have been seriously traumatized, and as a result, you have a very damaged personal truth, and we generate the results in life we think we deserve. And you apparently think you deserve the results that you've generated in your life, which is to be an escort, to put up with being treated the way you're treated because you're really damaged. And unless that's healed, you will never require more in your life than what you're getting right now. That needs to be healed. Do I think he's being transparent and honest with you? No, I don't.
But why?
Because you don't require it. You don't require it. And then you say, I'm going to file for divorce. He says, well, maybe that's a gift. Maybe is that a promise? Is that a threat? And then when you actually stand up for yourself, then he love bombs you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, he did. He love bombed me immediately.
He just smothers you, and he's all of a sudden, he's all over you.
Yeah, he did. That's true. He did
So-
love bomb me when that happened. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did I know that? I mean, it's the way you
You're
do.
the expert.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I am. And you have a very cavalier attitude about this whole thing, and I don't believe a woman with self-respect or self-esteem would settle for that. Can he give more? Maybe he can if he was required more.
But how do you, I mean, I don't want to sound stupid. I just said, I was a kid when I met him. I don't know how to require more.
Well, you have to learn to be your own best friend, and you need healing. And you got into this marriage based on deception. You have behaved deceptively while you've been in this marriage, correct?
Yes, I have.
So he got in through deception. He has behaved with deception. You have perceived deception and just decided to go along with it.
Can he be helped?
Of course, I'm an incurable optimist.
I mean, I know that people are laughing at me.
They're not laughing at you. They're laughing at the situation. They're laughing at the fact that I am as blunt and brazen in the things I say
But that's
as
why I
am.
love you. That's why I love
Well,
what
that's
you do.
why they love
Why
me.
do you think that's why I'm here?
If you support her in what I'm saying to her, stand up right now. These people aren't judging you. They're not making fun of you and laughing at your expense. You misread them. You misread a lot of things.
I do.
If I get you professional help, will you take it?
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you to help and participate if you want to. And if not, then you'll just see him in your rearview mirror if you listen to what I'm saying. But I hope you will participate in this. But it begins with you. He gets added later. But I'm talking about beginning with you right now.
I'm ready.
Fair enough?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, fair enough?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Coming up, it is possible to determine with really high accuracy, 90% plus, whether a marriage will last or whether it won't. I'm going to tell you how after the break. You know, I've been getting a lot of interesting questions and comments lately on my social media platforms. And this Instagram question was asked by superfan Kristen. And I felt it was very relevant to today's topic. Kristen asked that you mentioned one time that you have extreme accuracy when determining if a marriage will last or not. How do you know, and what do you look for? Well, there really is a lot of research about this, actually, by a lot of different people. One in particular is a Dr. John Gottman, who has a marriage laboratory. They've done some really good research on this, and there are what are referred to as the 4 horsemen. And these are 4 things that will predict, and you can determine this in less than 10 minutes in watching a couple interact. And number 1 is there criticism in the relationship. Now, we're not talking about critique. You know, critique is saying, hey, I think that you could do this differently, or they're telling you, I think if you would handle this a different way or whatever. That's critique. When I'm talking about criticism, I'm talking about character assassination. Number 2, and this is a big one, and that's where there is contempt. There's contempt in the communications, where there's sarcasm, mocking, mimicking, and it's pervasive. The 3rd horseman is defensiveness, where they always play the victim. It's like, oh, you always do this to me, and they come up with excuses. And the 4th is stonewalling. They turn away, tune out, and they experience a physiological flood where they just simply can't respond. Now, are there antidotes to these things? Yes, there are. There are ways to undo all of that, and I'll talk about that another time. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I want to thank all of my guests today. For more information about today's show, go to drphil.com, plus the other platforms. We'll be talking about it. We'll see you next time.